Welcome to my channel. I normally do a tractor video, but this one will be a little bit different. 2 years ago, I purchased this property, and the biggest concern I had was there's a ravine that separates the front 2 acres from the back 9 acres. So first thing I had to do was put a driveway in. So that's behind me here. But it's all the way over on the one side of the property. So now I want to put a bridge just to walk across, somewhere around the middle of the property. This ravine begins about 100 yards into the next property this way, and it runs to the river about 2 miles away and drops about 120 foot in elevation. So it's not a creek, it doesn't stay wet very long, but it is wet for a day or two after it rains. So I'm going to attempt to build this bridge. I guess we'll see. I'll have to change the grade just about a ½ inch. So I've marked it. That laser level is designed for indoor use, but as long as it's not real bright out here, I can use it. So I got this post on this end and the post on the other end. So the bottom line is the top of the floor, and then the top line is the top of the handrail when it gets done. The ravine is not real deep. It's just wide, so you can kind of tell what's going on now. It's coming together. I have the post 6 foot on center, but right here where the ravine drains, I'm probably going to use do a 12-foot span and have to go with either 2x10 or 2x12. A little bit better view of how it's going to be. It'll just be where you don't have to walk through water after a rain. It'll get wet down there in the bottom. It just doesn't, it's not a creek. It's just a drainage ravine. So the goal is to try to get to 24 inches, but I have layers of really hard clay that the auger doesn't want to go through hardly, so I have to kind of chop it and then drill it and get it down to, that's 24 at the high side. I'm gonna call that good. It's about to work me to death. Well, this post took 3 bags of ready mix, 80 pounds per bag, so just like the commercial says that we guys always say, that's not going anywhere. These last 2 holes are proving to be the worst. A lot of big pine roots. Fortunately, they're pine and not hardwood. clay is really hard. My power auger wouldn't start, so I'm having to do it all with the post hoe. Luckily there's only two, and I'm done with the post. This particular one is the closest to the ravine. I wanted to get it deeper than the rest, but I'm not. So what I did was made it a little bit wider and bell mouth at the bottom, because water seeps in there. So if you're working with concrete and you're in the mud, always be aware when you try to plumb your post. You don't have any mud or concrete on your level. Because it gets there and you don't realize it, next thing you know you're getting a bad reading. So just use a little caution. All the posts are set. Everything is 6-foot centers, 4x6 posts. Except for in the ravine where the water runs, that's going to be a 12-foot span. Other than that, next time I come, I'll be starting to put the cross members and go from there. Well, I came out here the other day, but it was threatening to rain, so I didn't get to video anything. But I put these cross members in, and right there I put those in. This is the span over the ravine where the water comes through. So this is a 12-foot wide span. I'm using 2x12s for this. I know it's a little overkill, but I don't know what. Somebody might ride a horse across this or something, I don't know. So I've stepped it down for the 2x12s here, and then this one here will be a 2x8s. It'll be that way on both ends. From then on it'll be 2x8. But this wide span I wanted it to be 2x12s. So now that I have these cross members set, this one's for the 2x8s, the one that's highest. So I'll run a string line from it and come down level with the one on this end, and then maintain that level all the way to the end with a string line. Then I'll come back and make the mark. And all my cross members will come up to that mark. Should be able to maintain level. I'll also put 3/8 carriage bolts, two on each side. I'm going to put this cleat up here just to hold the board in place while I try to screw it. Well, all the cross members are in. Right now they're just tacked with the screws. Got 2 screws on each side. Next thing I have to do is put the carriage bolts in. That'll make it more stable or rigid. Be about as rigid as it's going to get. So I've already got some in the 2x12s. That'll make it rigid side to side. On these others, I'm probably going to put cross braces on at least these three. That one, and this one, where there's room at the bottom. Well, I forgot about putting these cross braces up. It would have been a lot easier had I not put these up first. So I'm going to do them now. I'm just doing this 3 sets post with cross braces. The other set up here has the 2x12s on both sides with carriage bolts. That should be stable enough. This is just a little extra strength. These will get 2 screws on each side and a 3/8 carriage bolt through each one. So there's a lot of irregularities in this lumber. I mean, some of it's 2x8s or 1/8 of an inch difference. This one and this one are nicely level across here. This one I'm going to tie them together with is about 1/8 of an inch too tall. So I'm going to chisel out where it sits so it'll drop down. That's fine. Need to get this at least flush or lower than this. So I'm pretty much caught up because I ran out of lumber, except for a few pieces I haven't put together yet. Before I leave, I'm probably going to put in some more of these carriage bolts. I put 1/2 inch carriage bolts on the cross members, and I still have some to do. But on these side joists, I'm going to put 3/8. That should be good enough for that. You always have to remember when you put these joists down to crown them. Put the crown up. Otherwise, it'll give you the blues. Here at the end, I'm going to pour concrete footing. And this will just be resting on the concrete footing. With this backboard going against the property here, that will, on each end, that's going to stabilize it even more on the movement back and forth this way. All these carriage bolts having these carriage bolts on the sides will stabilize it, but at the end that's going to even stabilize it more. So I don't think I need to put any 45-degree braces underneath. We'll see. Well, I can't work and hold a camera, so I had to go ahead and put this together. So what I'm going to do, these are all screwed in from the back side, back here. And that's good enough. Then I'll pour concrete down below it. That'll be a beam. Then back here behind it, I'll fill that in with concrete to solidify the pressure this way. I think that'd be good enough. It's coming together. I think this is going to be the end of the first video. It becomes, it'll be too long. So, in the next video, I'll finish it.